My name is Paul, and you join me today. Currently in Bobby Tracy. I'm planning to walk from Bobby Tracy up to Hay Tor, and then from Hay Tor pick up the Templar Way walk and follow the Templar Way back down to Kingstengton, which is where I live. Probably take about 4.5 to 5 hours in total. So yeah, come with me and we'll see what we see. So we're just leaving Bobby Tracy now, and just up here on the right is the National Trust property park. It's about P-A-R-K-E. Somewhere that I go quite often and walk my dog. But we're going to carry on straight past the entrance to the park, head on all the way uphill, and work our way up onto Hay Tor. Very nice place park. It's a National Trust house with a nice cafe, restaurant. It's dog friendly. It's a mixture of a little bit of open parkland, as you might be able to see in front of me there, normally grazed by cattle, and then woodland walk is the main part of the area, following a river, which can be fast flowing in the winter, but yeah, ideal place to come walk your dog, and then stop and have a cup of tea at the end. Okay, so what I've done here is I've actually popped inside the boundary of park, the National Trust property, and I'm following the I think it's called the Dartmoor Trail or the Dartmoor Way, which runs parallel to the National Trust property. But what it's actually done is it's just brought me in the other side of this hedgerow, which, as you might be able to hear, it's quite busy. It's quite a busy route and cars go fairly fast, and there's no pavement out there. So yeah, I've just nipped in here. I'm going to follow this track up and then up onto the moor. Well, there you go. Blood. Proper injury. Dangerous place, Dartmoor. Unfortunately, it was my mobile phone tempered glass screen that that's got a bit cracked, and when I put my hand in my pocket, I caught it on a piece of the glass and just stabbed myself a little bit. It's absolutely fine, but just thought I'd share that with you, because it was only about a couple of hours ago when I was packing that I was weighing up whether to put a first aid pack in my bag. Not that warrants any treatment really, apart from maybe just cleaning it, but yeah, it's always important, I think, to make sure you've got, you know, every eventuality covered off, because it's easy to hurt yourself, and some places out here are quite isolated, and you might have to treat yourself. Okay, so I'm just about to enter now the Dartmoor National Park. Signpost over there, left for Hay Tor, 3.5 miles, and the Templar Way, or I can turn right down that way, and that's also the Templar Way that I'll be heading down that way later, once I've started. At the minute I'm just trying to get myself to the start, but yeah, unfortunately now I've got this fairly busy fast road section to walk up for a bit, but hopefully it's not too long. Right, so that's the way that I will be following, the Templar Way, later on my way back down. I've just come up the road here. I just saw this here. The Templar Way is supposed to go through that field and out the other side, but on this gate here currently saying that it's a permissive right away and it's currently out of use. So there's no diversion, so I don't know which way it's going to bring me. I don't know if on the other side, you know, the way I'm going to come down in a minute, whether there's a diversion marked. But yeah, so I'm not sure what that's going to mean for my walk. Possibly have to skip that section. But yes, as you can see, the sun's back out again now. Back on this road, which is the up section, which I follow all the way now up to Hay Tor. I've just seen there's another sign for a public footpath, and looking at the OS map, it looks as though it'll probably work as the diversion for that section of the Templar Way that's currently closed. It's not a very big diversion, so I'm not missing out much. Just a small detour, but yeah, hopefully when we get onto the Templar Way, start walking it back down towards Bovey, we'll pick up that diversion and we'll see if we were right. I'm still climbing that road section. Been on it for a good time now and feeling quite hot. It's burning a bit in the back of my legs. But I've just got to this gateway and you can see up there Hay Tor. That's where I'm heading. Probably looks a bit further in the camera than it actually really is, but it's still a fair way. And that's only the start of my walk when I get there. I'm stood up on Hay Tor and the wind is really coming in from behind me. In fact, I have to face this way or else my hat's going to go. But in front of me is the weather that's just passed through over in the valley, the rain and the hail, looking back towards Teignmouth and the sea. And behind me is some open moorland. Down into this little sheltered spot here just to get out of the wind. It's so windy up there, it was brilliant. My hat was, you know, going to fly off my head. I don't know if you heard any of that last clip. I may not even put it in if it didn't come out. But it was just incredible with the wind up there, it was so strong. You see the weather like pushing across the valley. I was going to stop up here and have maybe something to eat and a drink, but it's just too windy. I think I'll go further down, pick up the Templar Way, the start of it, find somewhere a bit more sheltered and then maybe stop for a brew. Yeah, you can just actually now see the weather's doing a little bit. I don't know if you can pick it up, but you can just about see the sea over at Teignmouth. I'll turn you around now. Right over in the distance, just over there. So, you know, if I started the Templar Way now, picked it up, started it here, yeah, that's where it would finish, over there on the coast at Teignmouth. Just picked up the first bit of the granite tramway. It's essentially what the Templar Way is. It's used to carry granite from Hay Tor quarry down to Stover Canal, I believe, and then onto a boat and out to Teignmouth, where it was then, you know, exported to where it was needed to go. Here is the first part of the granite tramway that was built to enable them to cart the granite off the moor. so we're still going on the right way, Templar Way. Obviously it's quite clearly signed there, but those are the markers you see in some places. Sort of like the water wheel there. If there's not actually any words written somewhere, then you just need to follow those signs. Oh, a bit like on the sty here. If you see those signs, then you're on the right track. We're currently in Yarner Wood, and I don't know if you can make out any of this, probably not, but it's just an information sign showing you where you are, showing you your points of interest along the way. We're currently here. Follow the Templar Way all the way down. There's Newton Abbot along the River Tyne estuary. There's Showden, and then at this point here you actually got to catch a little ferry boat across from Showden across to Teignmouth, and that's where it ends. But yeah, like I say, I think today I'm only going to go halfway and finish just short of Newton Abbot. Says permissive access through Lower Down is now closed. Unfortunately, the permissive access beyond this point is currently closed until further notice. Please use the official public bridleway that takes you to the road, which is the route that I spotted earlier on the map when I was looking for a diversion. So this is where we are at the moment. This is the bit that's closed off, and then back out onto the road where I showed you earlier the closure sign. The diversion, so I'm here, is down the bridleway, back out onto the road here, and then follow the road down, and then pick up the Templar Way again from here. Right, I just brought you back. I'm on the bridleway on the diversion here now, looking across one of the fields where the official path should allow you to go through. But what I wanted to show you, I don't know if you can see again, but just beyond the tree line in the mid-ground, the house is there. That's Bovey Tracy, which is where I was dropped off this morning. If we scroll over to the right, again, I don't know if you can pick it up, but in the mid-ground above the tree line, sort of here, there's some industrial looking units, and that's a site called Heathfield, and the Templar Way will pass through that after leaving Bovey Tracy. And then there's a public footbridge which goes from Heathfield over the A38 and then on towards Teignmouth in Kingstainton. But yeah, this is the bridleway diversion. It's a little bit uneven underfoot, a bit like a riverbed in places, but at least we can carry on. Coming to the end of the bridleway now, back out on the busy road section that I walked up earlier. Got to follow this down away now, as long as there's no traffic. Yeah, hopefully this section doesn't last too long, and then we'll pick up the Templar Way. Well, I'm on the Templar Way now, but hopefully it'll divert off this road shortly. So I'm just walking through this residential area on the outskirts of Bovey Tracy. Sorry about that. And yeah, weather's coming down again, and I thought I would just well, try and reassure myself and let you know why it is I'm doing this walk today, and why I'm planning on doing more walks in the future, especially when, you know, lockdown's eased. It's basically because my goal is to walk the Devon Coast to Coast, which is a route in the southwest of England, when Devon, Starts at Wembury Beach, and it follows the Plym Erm Trail from Wembury Beach to Ivy Bridge, and then from Ivy Bridge you take the Two Moors Way route, which goes across Dartmoor, then through a section in mid-Devon up onto Exmoor, and then you finish on the north coast of Devon at Teignmouth. It's 117 miles in total, and you know, I've seen people on YouTube do it in sort of 6 days, 7 days, 8 days. I think 7 days would be a good target for myself. That works out on average to be 17 miles a day, roughly. Some days end up being shorter, some days are longer, but that's the average. So yeah, this is all training for that. You know, it's not an easy walk. While I do walk quite a lot for my job, it might be 10, 11, 12 miles a day, and that's not every day. I need to be able to do 17 miles every day for 7 days without stopping. So yeah, this is all training for that. I'd like to do it in the spring, but we're in March already, so it's not going to be very practical. I won't be able to get enough practice walks in before then. But that is a time when I've heard the walk is very pretty, you know, especially in the early stages, walking through the woodland with the bluebells and the wild garlic. So yeah, you know, it might be that I end up doing it in the later summer months or the early autumn. You know, the autumn would be nice when all the colours are going, you know, autumn come colours. So yeah, that's my aim. We'll see if I get there. But it'd be fun, you know, even if I don't make it. I will attempt it in stages. If I can't do it in one solid week, I can break the walk down if I wanted, but you know, that isn't what I want to do. The challenge for me is to do it all in one solid block, south coast to north coast. But yeah, we'll see. I'm through Bovey Tracy now, and I am walking along a tarmacked cycle trail. A few cyclists have gone past, but yeah, I think now this cycle trail is the section in between Bovey Tracy and the industrial estate Heathfield that I pointed out to you earlier. So yeah, not, you know, like the whole route, I've not been here before, so you know, some of this is a bit of guesswork, but yeah, pretty sure that end of this section would be going through Heathfield, then over a footbridge over the A38. Coming towards the end of that rather long stretch of metal track or tarmac track. Yeah, we just come through Heathfield as well, like I thought we would, and there's the footbridge which goes up over the A38, and then on carrying along this cycle track, so it'll be more track like this, onto sort of Teen Grace area, and then that would be where I finished today. I would have liked to have done the whole Temple away, but I think I was delayed at the start, having to walk from Bovey Tracy up to Hay Tor, and also, you know, this is my first walk, and the whole Temple away is 18 miles, and that might be a bit ambitious for the first walk. I don't know how many miles exactly yet I've done today. I will look at that when I finish and add that to the end of the video. So just about at the start of the bridge now. I'm not sure what this is about. There's no sign or plaque or indication as to what that's about. It's the A38, busy noisy road. Let's get this bit done. the good thing is it's turned into a really nice evening. It's what time is it now? Must be coming up towards 5 o'clock, I think. I was dropped off this morning, I think about 11:30. So yeah, I've done all right. Haven't really stopped. Little stop at the top of Hay Tor just to take it all in. But yeah, it's been good. So it's a commemorative plaque for the opening of the A38 bridge crossing at Stover Way. Opened 18th of July 2015. Right, carrying along this path now, which is I think Teignmouth Meadow. I just saw a sign saying. So there's a permissive footpath there, following the line of the pylons, but it doesn't say Temple Away on it. So I'm guessing the Temple Away is this way. It doesn't matter too much. I've looked at the map before coming out today, and I know that, you know, the path that I've just shown you, the permissive way path and this path, they do eventually link up and carry on the same route. So either way would be alright. It's just nice to stick to the official path. Yeah, so we're here, and then we're gonna follow this sort of cycle path around here. That permissive footpath came down here along the train line and joined up there. I mean, it might have been a bit more interesting that way, I don't know, but we've come this way now. Well, after finishing that last little bit, I turned around, saw a sign for the Temple Way. It pointed me up this hill, so I've come off that nice tarmac track that I was moaning about a little bit earlier, and now I'm hiking up this steep hill. That's very disappointing, because I thought all my ups were done for the day, but you know, the view's nice. You've got the A38 and the bridge I crossed behind me. And that's looking over towards Stover Park and for any locals, that's where Teignmouth would be. But yeah, I'll keep on climbing this and see what's at the top, see if it was worth the climb. Well, it certainly is a nice view, and got the pylon tower in front of me, and on the hill line on the horizon, just to the left of the pylon, you might be able to make out, if the sun's not too bright, a little bit of a granite outcrop, and that's Hay Tor, where we were earlier. So, you know, from here that looks fairly long way. Yeah, very good. There's the signs, fairly clear. Well, it sort of looks like two possible routes, that way or this way, but this looks to be the most established path. So yeah, carry on, see what's over the brow of the hill, hopefully a down section. Got to the brow of that section where I was just filming with you, and you got a really good view from up here. As I said, that's Stover and sort of Teignmouth over that way. And that also would go to Plymouth. And then they very kindly put a bench here, knowing people will be pretty tired after that climb. And then you've got views going off That's Newton Abbot ahead of me, and then sort of to my 11 o'clock, the houses over there are King Stainton, where I live. But what I wanted to show you here was this scar on the landscape. It's the clay works. Now they do a really good job of hiding, you know, well, not hiding, but you know, blocking the view from the road, you know. So I knew it was there, but I've never been able to see into it like I can from up here. And it is, you know, it's massive. It's a really big area. It's a shame, really. But anyway, we are heading over here. I can see a Templar Way sign on the post. We'll see which way it's telling us to go. Down this track here, I believe. Yeah. Okay, so just come through Teignmouth, and I'm now on, well, I'm still on the Templar Way. This, I believe, is where the granite tram ended, and the granite was transferred over to the barges, you know, to go down on the canal. I'll just show you the canal now. And you can see the tramway going through there. And in fact, down here, I think they've got a sort of a mock setup with some granite in the tram. It says 1820 Hay Tor to Newton Abbot, 1850 granite tramway wagon. I'm on the final stretch now of my walk today. Still on the Templar Way. Probably another 10-15 minutes until I get to the end of this section, which is running parallel to some agricultural fields and the Stover Canal that I showed you just a minute ago. Yeah, but I'm getting picked up at the end of this section. I live a couple of minutes away from here, so yeah, just saved myself that last sort of mile and a half walking along the road and through the residential area. Anyway, I hope you've enjoyed that today. I have. It's been interesting. Weather certainly was a challenge. I would have liked to have had a bit more time to stop and have some lunch. I'm quite hungry now, and I'm feeling a bit tired, and that's probably due to the fact that energy levels have dropped. You know, that couldn't be helped really. That was dictated by the fact that I made the decision to get out at Bovey Tracy and start my walk from there rather than the planned start point at Hay Tor. So it's sort of extended my walk at the beginning. But anyway, yeah, I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you again on the next one. Cheers.